All right, guys, welcome back to JudaVision, your bridge to the truth, which now may just lead to a dusty old Wall Street. And I'm talking about the Brooklyn Bridge, which again is on this image here. And once again, my work in writing my new book, the final book in the three-book trilogy in the Sacred Scroll of Seven Seals series called The Last Sun God, which is about the rise of an Antichrist. The Jewish rabbinical mystical writings called him the Golem, and the alchemists are waiting on the homunculus that they believe they're creating. And then every world religion will be met soon as well with this evil man that will rise up and take his throne of the world. I'm going to start with describing a little bit of the predictive programming that I'm going to sprinkle in here with some imagery from around Scottsdale, Arizona, because I've talked to people all over the country and around the world about what's going on. It's very similar. It's amazing that this march continued so fast, but I'm going to move through this information really quick so we understand it and I can make a small video and get back to my work. The local Best Buy in Scottsdale, Arizona, this is at Raintree and Hayden, basically, and this is the Best Buy. As you can see, there's a sandwich board out front. There's some weird turnstiles, velvet rope type situation, and some strange saran wrap surrounding it. I noticed that there's no cars parked out because it was closed, and you see this bug out mobile, a Mercedes Sprint or something, 4x4. These people must be waiting for it to open, perhaps getting a solar device to charge things. Who knows? Again, here's this weird saran wrap, new store hours. Walmart, and here's a view at gas. I was pulling up to get gas, and if you look closely, they were changing the gas price, lowering it so fast that they were actually using paper to write the new prices. Here you can see that they were doing some work on Walmart across the street, and I'll mention this again in a minute. Here again is paper goods. I'm sure this looks familiar around the country and perhaps even the world, which is real strange that everybody's just rushing for toilet paper. You guys understand that everybody in America has way too many clothes in their closet. Cut them into little squares and make do. Hey, what you're going to be looking for is food, and moreover, not a lot of storage food, just enough to get you to a full-time plan if something did go down. I'm not saying that it's going to. Here's a meat case at the local grocery store. I don't even want to talk about names or the event that's going on for fear they won't upload my video. And look here, you see their star that they got back in 2008. Walmart changed their logo. They went from the five-pointed Baphomet star, which if flipped upside down, it makes a goat, and it means something both ways, but we won't get into the symbolism much. But as you can see, they changed to this six-pointed yellow star, which is defined by only its points, but in all esoteric language, symbolic language, you always got to fill in the blanks with your mind to find what's missing. But this logo is nothing new. It's been used throughout time in Eastern Europe, going back to the 1100s. And as a matter of fact, if you read my books, in particular the Sacred Scroll of Seven Seals series, you'll see that this six-pointed star was even carved onto the stone reliefs that we found on crumbled up temples to Baal and other deities. And it resurfaces, and I want you to know those temples burned people alive just like Hitler did. And it's strange that Walmart went back to that star in 2008 and not a single Semitic person came up and said, hey, wait, that's a bad idea. They've done that to people all through time. Well, look, even my book has gotten a bad rap about its cover, which, as you can see, features Auschwitz with an American flag in its mouth, where the trains usually drive through. And I want you to know those people got on those cattle cars due to misinformation. And trust me, they didn't know where they were going until the last minute. And I just want us to raise our antenna. I'm not trying to create pandemonium or paranoia or anything like that. But as you can see, I've gotten a bad rap about that book cover. These people said using a photo of Auschwitz for anything but a story about Auschwitz is not only misleading, but worse, dishonors and disrespects the millions of people who suffered and died there. I want you guys to understand that this imagery, six-pointed stars and Auschwitz and these terrible places, this imagery should be used in cases where we see the same type of flare-up happening to market. And if we have these alarmists on the other side raising questions about that without even reading the material in the book, we have a problem on our hands because it seems things are sliding faster. And it looks like Michael Savage, he even left me a poor review based on Holocaust. He said the Holocaust was a genocide that targeted the world's Jewish population with total and complete extermination. Grade from corporate the pharmaceutical companies is not genocide. Now, I beg to differ, and hopefully, America, we won't see that. That's going to advance into all aspects of our life is misinformation, which leads potentially to death. We have to learn from history, or otherwise we can't move forward. These scenes now look eerie and this gated off part of this Walmart was a brand new pickup area where they had compromised the spaces that we usually park in. We usually park in that area. So they took a bunch of time constructing that big dock long before this shortage of artificial shortage of food seemed to occur. And then all of a sudden they closed it down a couple weeks before the shortage actually occurred, which is very strange. When it happened, of course, there's all the ammunition shelves here at Walmart in Scottsdale, Arizona. I saw a guy in there eyeballing a heavy set guy with a slingshot in his hand, just turning it around, pulling it back, advancing the stretchy part of it and filling the pouch imaginarily and pretending he was shooting at some sort of a game or something. Remember, Scottsdale's a well-heeled area with a lot of rich people, and these people are potentially thinking about killing rabbits and things. Look at this, you guys. I didn't even know what this was at first. What is that? I only knew what it was. Usually bikes, you guys. People in Scottsdale, Arizona, which is something like Beverly Hills and a lot of areas, it seem like they're going to get bikes. Look, they left all the helmets. The helmets, they didn't decide they needed helmets in this case, only in their daisy lackadaisical lives, it seems. And look at this. Today, this is what triggered me to get on here and start uploading this dump I'm getting because I'm seeing so much predictive programming coming through my computer. But look at these guys. They came out, and this is the little clip that Fox News was using as their breaking news, exciting thing, what Donald Trump did today, and they gave a few second clip. But look at the stock number that it landed on right in the center of this few second clip. It landed on 666, and as you can see, these three fellas might be up to no good. In this other yesterday on 322, which is the Order of Skull and Bones' chapter number, and the president came out and said he was bragging about bringing the countries together. Said he had 148 countries on board, and the religions. He said he was getting together. Now, why does that sound familiar? If you're a Christian, that should sound very familiar because it's the potential makings of the apocalypse. Now, I see a lot of excitement about these numbers. I'm going to call it the plague, and instead of the name that this disease has. You can see it on the screen, and it's what we're fighting right now. But these are the CDC numbers for 2017, 2018 flu season stats on the CDC.gov website. You can see it on the bottom, and as you can see, we'll thumb through some of these stats, and then we'll compare them to a screen on one of our news screens. And in this screen, we'll see CDC, all ages, the total of infected individuals or total flu cases. So it would be anybody who tested positive, like, for example, all these movie stars who are positive, but nobody died and nobody's even sick. They're Snapchatting and stuff. Potentially, are they quarantined during a period of vaccination? That's a good question. If they're all sitting there with mild symptoms and 14 days later they come out after a bunch of Snapchats and TikToks and whatever, do the math. But anyways, this is the total number. 45 million cases. Now, you guys, this isn't the whole entire world. This is just the United States of America. Almost 45 million contracted the flu during the 2017-2018 season. Now, the CDC produced the number said 61,099 people died of the plague. Again, we're using code words of the plague in that 17-18 season. That's a lot, you guys. 61,099. And in fact, how they're pitching this new plague, black plague that's coming around, they're saying it's not particularly harmful to young people. But look, that's the case always with the quote-unquote plague. In the 2017-18 same flu season we've been documenting, the deaths for small children 0 to 4 was a total of 114 only cases, which you would have to think there was some sort of exacerbating circumstances with those children. But look, that's a small number, just like we're told today. But we're looking at 61,099 people died, and that's 17 and 18 flu season death toll. And look, oh, I use that word. Hopefully, it won't pop up. But look, that's 167 deaths per day, and 17 and 18. And look what we have here. Look what we have here. Here's the screen. These are the entire world numbers that are projected on the TV screen that I took. But below, I'm comparing the 17-18 flu season stats alone. And as you can see, 45 million almost infections, 61,000 deaths, and 167 deaths per rate death toll. And look at here. World cases right now is only 368,000. That is a tranche, you guys, of what we saw in that 17-18 flu season. And remember, we're already well underway into this flu season. And again, look at this. And they've actually only got 16,097 deaths. I hate to say only, because each one of those is a soul. But remember, these numbers are being slanted and bent harshly, you guys. And that is you saw it from the CDC's website. I projected this video that shows these ancient plague doctors against the new plague doctors. And as you can see, for those who have eyes to see and ears to hear, as it says all through the Bible, all through the prophets, look at this picture and use your discernment, and then go look at the pictures of this lady normally. And this doctor's name is Dr. Beak, and the new doctor that's in charge of this task force is Dr. Burks, which is like Dr. Birds. It's a play on birds who are back. Look, other sources, not meant just me, are saying is the bubonic plague making a comeback. And as you can see, they even costumed up the individuals. I hope you'll go look up all their names. Look up the force that they created. I'm not going to say the whole words, but that Dr. Burks was in, and you'll see that. I won't say anything else about that. But the minute I uploaded that video, here's what happened here, and then I didn't have access for a while, and then I changed it to the one that has the coding in it yesterday, and that seemed to work. So hopefully this code works, and using plague in place of that other word, this will get through. But again, look at these numbers. Just don't add up. I got to bring something else to your attention. I recently was diagnosed with a horrible back condition, degenerative back disease. It's basically eats my spine away. My body is rejecting my spine, but not for pity. But I need to tell you, this first treatment only, it says here on March 2020, March 9th, 19th, excuse me, just a few days ago. Today's the 23rd. And it said the first treatment, malaria drug, hydroxychloroquine, which I believe is quinine or something like that, is first approved to treat coronavirus in the U.S. And now this used to be, it's been used to treat almost anything, but it's been a very effective malaria drug. But let me show you something. This is my own personal mychart.com, which keeps my records of the medications that I take. Now I want you to notice that I want you to know that I tried to fill this medication on February the 16th, because as you can see, I was given it for the first time on January 16th, and then I would have filled it. It was a 30-day supply. So I tried, and I could get you the documents if I need to, but you're gonna have to believe me here, and if you can probably look these things up. But this is very common medicine. I want you to know that the news release that said that it was very effective in the treatment of this new plague, is basically made this, they're saying it made it a shortage, but that was only 3 days ago, and I couldn't fill this prescription 2 months ago. So there was already a shortage happening 2 months ago. Look, it says this prescription cannot even be filled through my chart. And then when I called, they said, yeah, we haven't been able to get this medicine for months. Again, this is absolute BS. Here's another little piece of very disturbing programming, which is announcing plague at the bottom because it's such breaking news, quote unquote. And look on the commercial, it's a Mercedes commercial, and it goes to a couple doing black magic, which is disturbing. Perhaps our country moving towards this dark arts and stuff, but for them they're going to ramp the black magic, the witchery, all these things, Solomonic magic, you're going to see a lot more of it in predictive programming now. And as you can see, look at the creepy look on their face after they made a wish and got this. I'll put a link below so you can watch the whole thing. Very creepy. But this is a war on the Black Plague. And I want you to know that war means war. We've been desensitized to this word war, war on drugs, war on this, war on that. And now war means war. And now we have the military moving in. And but what should we do? What can we do about this? Well, pray. Pray very, very hard. And I want you to know there's a lot of censorship going on right now. And if you don't make videos and you're not out being a watchman, the watchman, like Ezekiel said, we're not doing our job. So if they're not putting this up, they're not putting the meta tags in, they're not suggesting these type of videos, we have to send them to people. If you'll send this video, if we all sent this to 5 people, all of the United States would know what's going on. And if we all pray together, we can make a change. Subscribe, like, and share, and pray. God bless you. Judah.